everyone, this is Amy from the Demolition Sister. Today topic we're going to talk about how you overcomes yourself, and today I have Cindy here with me and she's going to talk to us about how she overcomes herself. So Cindy, welcome.
Thank you, Amy, so much for having me here. It's a pleasure. My name is Cindy and I am a licensed tattoo artist here in Minnesota. I specialize in microblading, ombre shading, eyeliner tattoo, and lip micropigmentation. I have been doing this for a little over 2.5 years. My studio is located in Woodbury, Minnesota.
Cindy, can you tell us a little bit about your story and how you get here?
Yeah, so me and my husband, along with my 3 children, we had decided to move to Minnesota just for a change. And that change was significantly because we needed a change with financial and just within ourselves. So with this big move of ours, we chose Minnesota because I have 3 sisters that lives up here, so we needed that support as well too. So that's the reason for this move, and I would say it's definitely a very great, amazing journey that we have taken throughout our whole life.
Cindy, I noticed that you're saying that you have a sister up here, but what makes for you to move up here in Minnesota?
Yep, so again, we just needed a change within our life, you know, because once when you hit that rock bottom, you start to realize, like, what else is there for me? You know, where do I go? What should I do? What's my goals? And you start to realize, like, what else is there for me in this world? You know, so I figured that we needed to move somewhere, and they say that change is great, and that's what I hear a lot from a lot of people, and I never understood that, you know, until I really think upon it, and I realized that, okay, maybe we do need a change. Maybe we do need to get out of our little bubble that we were so comfortable in, you know, and so that was what made us decide to move. And of course, moving to a different environment, different state where you're not familiar with, you know, it could be a very scary thing. So that's why I decided to move to Minnesota. And again, I have 3 sisters that lives up here, and that's what made me kind of feel at ease and feel comfortable. And I feel like, you know what, I really have no excuse. You know, I really have no excuse on this kind of change. So this is the reason why we decided to move. And before making that move, we decided to visit here first.
Okay.
You know, we decided to visit here, and I can tell you, 1.5 months later, we packed up all of our stuff, all of our belongings, basically just our clothes, with $600 in the bank, and we just made that move because we were so desperate for a change.
So when you did mention a little bit that you did move here, I mean, like, visit here in Minnesota first before you move. What is the most important thing that it just triggered your mind saying that, hey, I gotta get out and move?
You know, I feel like it's important to know yourself, you know, because what really triggered was just my family. Who is there to raise my family? Nobody's going to pay your bills. Nobody is going to help you on your finance. You know, so what really triggered me was I really just wanted to make a change within just not my family, but within myself as well. I was so lost within myself. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I didn't know if I wanted to go back to school. I didn't know if I wanted to be somewhere where I imagine what I want to be. So I really just wanted a change. I was so desperate. You know, I was just so desperate. Like, you know, if you have never gone to like that desperate mode of like that you want to change, you won't know. But once we know, it doesn't matter exactly, because we all think that life is going to be like a linear line where it's going to be straight, it's going to be great, and everything's going to come out well, but really it's not. And not knowing the unknown, it's what's scary for a lot of people, because that's what holds a lot of people back too. You know, it's that fear. But once when we let go of that fear and we just go for it and just go for it with 110%, and then we're gonna be able to accomplish what we want in life. You know, so I believe that just let go of that fear, and you'll be able to find yourself.
How do you get out from that fear? I know that it's just not just me, but I think all the fans out there, I think they want to know that how you overcome that fear by just moving from one state to another one and totally new world for you.
Right. Yeah. So I believe that you know, when you try to overcome your fear, we think too much about our fear. So that's what makes that makes our fear even bigger. Yes. You know, so you just you can't think too much about it. You just do it. Just listen to your gut. Listen to your inner intuition. You know, what you really want for yourself. And once when you start to listen to these stuff and just do it, and not and don't let anybody come in your way. You know, don't think too much about what other people's going to think of you. Just think of how you want to see yourself in the next maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You know, and just do it. And even though there's still going to be fear, but just let go of that fear and have that courage to just to find yourself. And once when you find yourself, it's like nothing. You won't have any of that fear anymore, to be honest. I have so much fear because, come on, with $600 in the bank and moving somewhere new and you have nowhere to stay and no job, that's a lot of fear right there already. But, you know, I let all that go because I was just, again, so desperate for a change. You know, so that's the only way where I'm able to let go of my fears and just do it. Just do it.
So just do it.
Yes.
Okay, so there's another questions. I think that's just me, but I think the viewers out there that would like to know. Yeah. When you think back to when you first moved here, how are you with your significant? Both of you agreed to move, or just individually that wanted to move?
Right. You know what? When dealing with your significant other, sometimes we both have a opposite opinion. Right. You know, but then when you have a significant other and a family, you both have to be on the same page. You have to. And if not, you have to let each other know. And that comes with communication. So when we decided to make this change and make this move, we both talked about it, and we.
So you both agreed?
Yes, we both did agree. You know, he told me, you know, it's really up to you, but to me, I was leaning towards to his answer too. I want to make sure he's comfortable too. You know, so but we both have struggled. You know, we both have struggled together. We know what we had to sacrifice, and I think that's one thing that made us realize that okay, I think it's really time for a change. So when I brought it up and we decided to make that visit and that change, he agreed upon it, you know, and that's what you need, you know, the support from each other, because we both are on the same page where we want to be financially successful and to be able to provide for our family. So our change was pretty easy, I can say. That's why we're able to move within that 1.5 month.
So you're pretty much just more likely that both of you guys agree to move here in Minnesota.
Yes. Before he didn't agree. Okay. You know, a few years back he was like, no, Minnesota is not for us.
So what did you do to convince him to move to Minnesota?
I didn't do anything to convince him, to be honest. You know, when after that visit from Minnesota, I simply asked him a question like, do you want to move to Minnesota? He goes, I don't know, I guess. Yes, we can. I'm like, okay, well, you know, let's move. You know, so it wasn't convincing, because once when you try to convince a person, what if they agree? What if they don't agree? Right. You know, so you both have to kind of know what path you want to take. So when you ask a simple question, they already know the answer. You know, so it was really easy for us to make this change.
So, knowing about your life, talking back to your business, can you explain a little bit what you're doing now? Any regret, a move? Can you explain a little bit on that?
Yeah, so what I do now is I'm a full-time tattoo artist specializing in microblading and ombre shading. That's what I'm well known of. I do that full-time, and getting into this business, I had no clue what I was getting into. And I didn't even start it in California, to be honest. I moved here, and that's when I realized that, you know what, to take a different path in my life, just to try something out. And that's why I got into business, and I got into microblading at first. And again, it was the best decision that I have ever made for myself, because I was very lost within myself, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was trying to pursue in nursing, and I felt like it wasn't for me, and I was leaning towards to that beauty industry. And also, I didn't know where to begin with too in the beauty industry, because there's so much in the beauty industry that you could go into, right?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I knew that, beforehand, I love putting on makeup on my girlfriends when we go out, and it made me feel good. Not only made my girlfriends feel good about themselves, they look good within themselves, but it also made me feel very good about myself, that I'm able to make another woman feel good about themselves. So that's why I decided to get into microblading. Again, it was the best decision I ever made, because I also learned so much about myself too. And I'm able to find myself now. I am who I am today, and I really want to own who I am today. And I don't want other people to just see how I am the outside, but really see how I am the inside. And that's through the work I do. So the work I do that you guys see on social media is how I really truly feel inside. So that's how people are able to truly show them how they really feel and who they are as a person, is through their work, right?
Passion.
Right, through the passion. That comes with passion too. So I really have no regret on this move, and it was the best decision that I ever made, and I would have never have ever in my life would think that I will be where I'm at today. And I really have no regret on this move, and it's really, again, like I mentioned, it's really through courage of facing your fears. And once when you face your fears, everything will just be like a domino effect, where everything is just gonna, get in line with yourself.
When you first moved to Minnesota, you did mention a little bit of how you get into your entrepreneur industry, the transitions that you're making from just moving from California and then out in the new world, totally new world. To me, it's like new world,
right,
that you just moving to Minnesota without not knowing anyone, and then you just off the hook, just flying, and then just making yourself into a microblade artist. How are you overcomes that?
Right. So I think being your own boss, I would say, it takes a lot of leadership. So you really have to visualize what you want for yourself, and for how you want to your business to be structured as. So you have expectations too. So when I got into entrepreneurship and microblading whatsoever, I had no clue what I was getting myself into. But for some reason, I felt like you already have all the access to become who you are. So one of my qualities that I find myself was I want to make other women feel beautiful. And again, I just took the chance and let go all my fears, and really get into what I really want for myself. Because I feel like it's really important to know what you want for yourself. And once when you know what you want for yourself, you're just gonna do it. And once when everything comes along, you're just going to keep on doing it. You're just going to want more and more and more. You're going to learn so much more too. So getting into this business, it really, really opened up your eyes to see what you want in life and what you want for others as well, and not think that everything's supposed to be perfect. So you learn along the way. Business, you seriously learn along the way, and once when you have an expectation and a goal for yourself, everything is going to go well.
Throwing back in time, what are the mistakes that you think that you could have done better?
There is a lot of mistakes, but then I find that those are more like learning lessons, so I feel like there wasn't any mistakes, but more like I should have done this sooner, because if you talk about mistakes, those really are just learning lessons for you to be able to grow and learn things upon yourself. And it's very important to know what's mistakes and what you should have done, and it's really, really important to be in tune with yourself. And I feel like let me see, there's no mistakes.
Okay, so pretty much there's no mistake. Your only mistake is just not just take the actions before moving up here. So with that being said, what are your tips or advice moving out from just one state to different state without especially with going through a business, being someone's with 600 in the bank account, 600 in the bank account, and then moving to like such a successful business woman, right? So I would like to know those tips.
Yeah, of course. I feel like you just have to face your fears, like I mentioned so many times before, because when moving into a different state and having that much in your bank only and not knowing what you want to do in your life, and you're just still trying to find yourself, it's just really to face your fears. And once when you face your fears, everything will come along the way. And when you get into what you really want to do in life and really be in tune of what you want for yourself, and own it, and really own what you want for yourself and what you want for others, and really own what your passion are, everything will come to play, because that's what I went through, and that's what my family went through, and that's what I'm able to share my experiences with everyone else, because I really just want to see everyone thrive in this industry and within themselves too. And sometimes some people already found themselves, or some people are still struggling to find what they want to do in life, and you just have to fight for it, really, really fight for it, and just go for it. Because if you're just gonna dwell on it and trying to figure it out yourself, and even though you already know what you want for yourself, you're still dwelling on it, you just have to take action. And it's taking that first step, and the first step is the hardest. We all know that it's the hardest, and you just have to really take the first step. And once when you take the first step, you're gonna want to run with it, so just really have that courage to face your fears. And I kid you not, you will do great in whatever you do as long as you own up to it. So I think that's basically just my advice for tonight.
So my next question is how, I know that you did mention that you guys both upon move here to Minnesota, but what are your your advice for us listening out there or watching, that if we have a significant that they don't want to move, is there, I know that you have not going through that. But is there any little tips of us women out there that be able to let us significance that is kind of more like convinced them? Is there any tips out there for you as a woman? I know you're going through different situations. You guys both agree.
Yeah.
But what are your any tips of us women out there that are significant, literally don't want to move?
Yeah.
And what are tips?
I feel like there has come a point one time that my significant other did not want to move. And you just have to give it time. To give it time and just really think about it. And maybe you haven't struggled enough, for your other person to not want to move. So just give it time and just talk it through and really have a plan. Once when you have a clear plan of what you want in life, and then maybe your husband or your wife will have a clear mind of what they want to, because when there comes with a disagreement with one or the other, it's because they don't have a clear mind of what you want. So you just have to give it time and just communicate with each other, and along the way, I think that once when you're on the same page, everything's gonna go smoothly.
Cindy, now that we have been knowing what your outcome with your life, I want to jump back to your business professionals. Why? Are you having students or teaching anyone to being a businesswoman? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, of course. So I do teach other women out there or men out there to become an entrepreneur themselves, and whether if it's, I would say, specializing in microblading and ombre shading, I do teach them all of that too, and also to become a leadership yourself too, because not only becoming an entrepreneurship, you have to have that great leadership as well. So I do teach all of that to all of my students, because I want all of my students to thrive and to do well in what they do, and to really showcase what they're capable of. And I believe that everybody has that special talent within themselves. They just have to really dig deep inside their self and to find that. And when they're able to find that, I'm pretty sure that they are just gonna thrive as much as they could even imagine. So I do help students, and I do help a lot of women out there to become an entrepreneurship and to be successful at what they do.
Wow, I'm surprised that you do all that. Wow, it's
amazing.
Yeah, it is, especially when you're just moving from different state and come here. You're just amazing. You're really inspiring.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me here.
And Cindy, if we have you out there that want to follow you or want to know more about yourself, can you let them know how they're gonna get in touch with you?
Yeah, so you guys can always reach me on my Facebook page is brows_by_Cindy Yang with one Y only. And on my Instagram, you guys can find me at CALIBROWSBYCINDY Yang with one Y. You guys can always reach me at 651-279-6798. You guys can text me, call me. Usually I'm always with clients, so if I don't get in contact with you right away, you guys can always leave me a message.
Alright, here we go. You have the information, Cindy. If you guys need anything, just contact Cindy and with her info. And thank you so much for joining us today. And we will see you guys next time in the next video. Bye.
Alright, bye.
Wow, what's amazing story from Cindy and her journey. Now that you get the chance to listen to Cindy and her story, what are some of the aha moments that you have with her? Some of the aha moments that I have with her is I just amazed of what she did to who she is right now, and that just blew my mind. And one of the aha moments that I have with her is when she's talking about fear, when she mentions that for you to overcome your comfort zone, you need to face your fear. And that just blew my mind, because that is what I'm learning to do, to face my fear. And one of the fear that I'm facing is I'm really type of persons that I cares about other people's thoughts and what they think of me. So I just barely overcomes that fear, and overcomes and come out from my bubbles and say, hey, you know what, I don't care what other people thinks about me. So I just barely overcomes that fear. And it was just amazed when Cindy talked about fear, and it just related to me so much. And I still need to do a lot of I still have a lot of fear to face, but I did overcome that fear. And another aha moments that I have with her is when she talks about her what makes her move to Minnesota, is when she said that she needs to tell herself that if I don't come out from my comfort zone or trying something new, who will be there for my family? Who will feed my kids? And who will support her and her family? And that is one of my aha moments, that I was like, wow, it's just amazed at how she thinks of that. And for those of you that have fear, or if you have some things that you need to come out from your bubble, I really suggest that for you to take the opportunity and come out from your bubbles. Never know that by coming out from your comfort zone, you might be a better person. And just like Cindy does, and Cindy, her result coming out from her comfort zone it turned out great. So you might be one of the great one that come out from your comfort zone. And one of my suggestions for you to overcome your fear is to make a list. And when you make the list, go with the small, tiny, little one first, and then go from there on. That's what I did to overcome my fear. And so for those of you that needs to do it, try it. It's never hurts to try it. And never judge your capability. If you don't try it, never judge. You might be better than who you think you are. And just like my sister Ma is always telling me that it's never hurt to feel, and feel is always a good thing, so that you know that you're trying. It's always good lessons for you. And you might not know that by trying it, what you are not good at, it might be what you're really good at. So give a try. That's what she always told me, that for me to always give a try. I might be expert at what I'm not good at it. So for you guys out there, if you guys feel like want to do something, go for it. You might be good at what that thing is. So go out there and go out of your friend's comfort zone, and go give a try. And this is it. And one of the reasons why we made this radio is to tell you all ladies, or even men's out there, that not just you that need to work on your comfort zone. everybody are facing that. Everybody are facing fear, and the reason why we're doing this is setting example that if Cindy could do it, if I could face my fear, then you guys could do it too. So never overjudge yourself that you cannot do it. So go out there and make a difference in yourself. And if you fail, hey, it's a good lesson, right? So yeah, this is it, and I hope that you guys learn something from this video. So if you like more of this video, thumbs up and like and share our page, the Sister Demolitions, and follow our YouTube channel, the Demolition Sister. And I will see you guys next time in the next video. Okay, bye.